welcome back to the channel. Everybody, real quick, I'm at home. As you can see, I'm in my home garage. It's not yet called JT's garage like all the other guys. You know, I got a lot of YouTube buddies out there with garages, you know, attached to their name. This guy garage, Caper, Matt's garage, a whole bunch of them, everybody. But pretty soon it's gonna be a JT's garage. Alright, but right now, in fact, I ain't even in the garage. I'm outside. It's still daylight outside. So what I'm gonna do, this is my 2012 Chrysler Journey or Dodge Journey. I don't know who owned the Journey, Dodge or Chrysler. Well, anyway, y'all remember the diagnosis I did on it 2 weeks ago? I guess 3 weeks ago. Well, it's my daughter driving. She came up. Some people just panic when they see check engine or the check engine light, and that's the way. That's what I'm doing. Remember, I scanned it. I scanned it earlier. I just put that piece of footage up where I scanned it. Came up with P0128. Y'all know what that stands for, man. I've done countless videos fooling around with that 0128. In fact, I went so far, or I go so far as to recommend that you do your thermostat every 60,000 miles. As a matter of fact, included in your 60K. That is my recommendation. I recommend you do your thermostat every 60,000 miles. Especially if you're a mechanic to a different customer. You have your own clientele, your own personal customers. Like me, some of them get real hysterical when they see the check engine light. So if something that small would make a customer hysterical, the check engine light I'm talking about, what you should do as their personal mechanic is try to avoid that check engine light from coming on. You can't really avoid it because the computer monitors a lot of things nowadays. But if that's one of the things that can trigger, if that's one of the inexpensive things that can trigger check engine light, I highly suggest you go ahead and do it during her 60K. Let me tell you something, man. I've seen these go bad as earliest one I've seen I put on was this particular kind, 48, maybe 47. So it happens, okay? These go bad. Now, there's a calibration change in the computer that they may have desensitized. It may be a little set too sensitive on the computer side. At any rate, there's a flash update on this PCM, so maybe when I flash update it won't be so sensitive, because most of the ones I take out haven't come apart. Now, I did one on the Chrysler 300 on my other friend's car. The thermostat had basically come apart. I still haven't got the truth out of her whether that was aftermarket thermostat or not. It didn't look like an OEM, but that one came apart. So if you're replacing one of these and it's still intact, and you can push it down and it's not stuck, you might have just a sensitive issue with your controller. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You have to take that to a dealer, and if there's a flash update that will address that, then yes, you need to get it done. But for now, I want to take the get out of panic mode and get this done so I can turn that light off. I basically turned the light off manually, and it came back on a week later. So basically, it sees a problem. All right. So what I'm gonna do is go into the telephone booth, and turn into y'all remember that cartoon, the underdog, and the guy go into a telephone booth and he come out and dun 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 dun. That's what I'm about to do. Convert to Super Tech. Today's Sunday, y'all. I don't mind playing. Plus, I don't put up real hardcore mechanic videos on Sunday, but I'm going to upload this on a Sunday, and I have just been converted to JT, the Super Tech, the mechanic. All right, I'm at home, so, you know, but, all right, here we go. This is the thermostat. Couple tools you're going to need. Let me go through this real quick. Again, I recommend you do this at 60,000 miles so you won't put your customer in a panic mode. They won't think something is really wrong with their car, something bad. Okay, I have the thermostat right here, brand new OEM Mopar, people. Use what you want, but make sure they're gonna give you. You're gonna use the aftermarket. Make sure they're gonna give you a nice warranty on it. The coolant. This is a 2012 model, so it takes the 5-year Mopar coolant. Don't have to be this. Get whatever your car recommends or whatever the parts guy tell you will work in your car. Sometimes they'll look it up, sometimes they know about heart, sometimes it's a mixture, whatever you see fit to put in it. Now, tools simply need, I have a 10mm wrench. My patented Milwaukee electric drill with a 10 millimeter. It's attached to a 10 millimeter because the two screws size is 10 millimeter that's holding the thermostat on. And I have just a basic pair of pliers to remove the clamp. There's a whole clamp on there that you're gonna have to break loose. All right, this is inexpensive, man. I think this is 20 bucks. It's fairly easy to do. So do yourself and your customer a favor by simply just replacing it. All right, let's get started, man. I don't want this to be long. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first thing we want to do, of course, the cover, man. You know the cover got to come off. All right, this is the great engine known as the 3.6 Pentastar, all right? Here's the thermostat that we are about to replace. This is the bleeder screw, so after you're done replacing it, be sure and bleed the cooling system. You all know the importance of bleeding the cooling system, all right? So what I'm finna do is get these 10 millimeter bolts off, and we're gonna get this thermostat replaced. Here's my new one. Y'all, let's get with it, man. No sense wasting time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just got the last thread. I have the bottom 10 millimeter bolt off. Okay, this one's kind of hard to do because you have a motor mount right here in the way. So what I end up doing is using my ratchet wrench to break the bolt seal loose, and then unscrewed it the rest of the way. But the top 10 millimeter you can get to fairly easy. So got the bottom one off. Let's get the top one off. All right, so make sure you have a drain bucket under the bottom because you will lose some coolant. Okay, so just have a drain bucket on the bottom so you can catch any excess coolant. There you go. All right, I have the upper radiator hose off. Now, what we need to do, let's reroute this upper hose through here so it'll make it easier to replace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all you want to do now is just really break the seal. So we gotta get this clamp off. But make sure you note the position that the hose came off, because you really want it in the exact same spot. You want the clamp in the exact same spot, and you want the hose in the exact same spot. So if you look right here, you can see this white marking right here is matched up with this center circle right here. So try to put the new thermostat on in the exact same spot. Now, I brought my pick because I knew this thermostat might have not been replaced in a while, and this was going to be a tight seal. So use your pick to break the seal. Just like this. Breaking the seal will make the hose easy to remove. Okay. All right, so let's see. Yes, see that? Now, the old thermostat I can simply turn and remove. Come on, baby, come to Papa. All right, there you have it. See, this thermostat hasn't come apart, but it was enough to trigger a check engine light. Here's my new one. They look exactly the same. Could be a calibration in the PCM issue. I don't know. I will check and make sure there's no flash updates for it. In fact, if there is a flash update, I'm going to do it anyway. So let's get the new thermostat installed. Remember, same spot. We're at the white marking right here matched up with the center circle right here. That's the exact same spot you want to put it. And you also want to put the hose clamp in the exact same spot. All right. Told y'all, man, this was a fairly easy job. Nothing to it. The exact same spot looked like it was never moved. All right. Right there is perfect. All right, so that seal should be extra tight. Yes. All right. So what I'm gonna do, make sure, man, y'all see this? That's what I'm saying, guys. Be aware of your, look at that, the old O-ring. This was used to happen with guys doing oil changing, newbies. They'll remove the oil filter and forget the seal would stay on the base of the oil pump, and it would double seal and cause a major leak. Always check and make sure the seal came off with it. All right, so this is the old thermostat. I have a new one right here. I'm gonna bolt it down. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video down. Y'all know I hate long videos, but that is where we at, man. I end up replacing the thermostat P0128. I'm gonna bleed it. If you don't know how to bleed a system, matter of fact, check the video right here. I like to direct people to that video. That is the proper way to bleed a 3.6 liter Pentastar engine, okay? Check that. I'm gonna do all that. Check the calibration of the PCM. Make sure it's up to date. And I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.